Sanders Speak, Sanders Speak. All right, people, today, as usual, I'm going to tell you the truth this time. Because I don't want to tell you too many tales now, but we ain't going to talk about nobody today. We're going to try to have everything straight, as usual. Okay, first of all, who all been watching the news lately? Oh, well, you know, have you been watching City Hall or anything like that? Well, if you watched the last city council for last meeting, excuse me, we had Louis Armstrong to come on there. He tells Enoch Sanders that you pay taxes. Says, well, the reason why you got to pay taxes is because you got a television program out there. And I was trying to find out how come I have to pay taxes and I don't, you know, I don't get full benefits out of my taxes. In other words, if we run a nonprofit, a predominantly black nonprofit organization, the People's Shelter Incorporated, and we are not receiving city funds because they are prejudiced because Enoch Sanders runs the organization, then what does that mean? That means that, basically what we have is predominantly black-run organizations, non-profits. Ever since we have started one about 7 years ago, we have seen not one grassroots, predominantly black-run non-profit organization been funded in the last 7 years that we have been going to the city council, that we have been running our organization. So I found out that's because that they got rulings against black peoples. And just like Credell Calhoun, Ms. Howard says, you know, what are you saying that to say, Mr. Armstrong? What are you saying that you got the television program, that's your tax money? That, you know, she was saying as if, what are you trying to say? That means because we have a television program, that means that we are not able to run a non-profit organization also? And Mr. Credell Calhoun says, hey, yeah, that's right. That's where your tax is going to. In other words, he said, you got that television program. In other words, where you can have a television program, but if you're running a non-profit organization, you can't have this other right over here. So you have one right, but you can't have another right. Well, I'm telling you, Credell Calhoun, right now, you too, Louis Armstrong, I'm claiming all my rights. I claim all my rights all the time, and I yield none of my rights none of the time, not even include my right to time. So I'm saying, I'm claiming my right. If we don't receive any funds, then we're going to see whatever we can do to the best of our ability in order to put in a lawsuit against the city. As simple as that. You know, of course, you know, threats is cheap, words is cheap, but, you know, we'll see, you know, what it looked like, though, because it's time out for excluding black-run non-profits from receiving financial funds because of a prejudiced city, because of E.C. Foster. And now it seems like some other peoples have jumped in with E.C. Foster, is what it's all about. What we are saying is it's time for when blacks come up or poor whites come up with good ideas for nonprofits and good things, then they should be funded also. We are saying it's time out for all of the funds that are going for the homeless around to be going to make these fat people more richer by giving them these big salaries and everything, and hardly none of the funds is coming down to the actual poor person. That's why we are glad to say at the People's Shelter Incorporated and all that for all these many years, all this time that we have been putting in day after day after day, working 7 days a week, that we yet to have an employer to receive a salary. But let's stop talking about the people's shelter right now. But we was using the people's shelter just as an example because of so many things that's been happening and jumping, and it's so prejudiced against non-profit organizations such as People's Shelter Incorporated or other organizations that would like to get out here and house their own peoples, close their own peoples, find jobs for our own peoples. In other words, when we say our own people, we mean blacks and poor whites. We give counseling to our own peoples, food for our own peoples, shelter, all these things, and then we'll make it so that our own people will not be dogged out by you other rich folks because y'all got some money, because y'all able to talk to people just any old kind of way that you want to talk to them. It's time out for that. Time out for you talking to people any kind of way, dogging people's out. From now on, as we've been knowing for a while, if we find out that you're talking about peoples like that, we're going to put the people right up on stage up here and let them talk back about you all, is what it's all about. Now let's move on to a little news, get some humor and all going and all. I just seen, it's beginning to be popular to have soul now, I heard one fellow, he was talking about he had soul. He was a Caucasian. He was talking about that. This was just what I heard now. Fordyce was talking about he had soul, but he didn't know how to fit off into no soul. And this other poor black fella that I heard that were talking about him, he says, well, Fordyce might have soul and all, but his soul going straight to hell when he died. But anyway, we talking about some soul from your American Ditto now. Did y'all see your American Ditto on television the other day when he was talking about? Wait a minute. First of all, I would like to say that I hope any of these people that I'm talking about today, of course, we don't supposed to be talking about nobody, but I hope any of these people that we supposed to be talking about today don't have no sons and all, especially named Marcus or nothing like that and all, because they're some dangerous peoples and all. I was just wondering what's just the name Marcus mean danger or whatever the case might be and all, but I'm just hoping that don't nobody think that I'm playing a dozen with them or this or that or whatever case here, because these people, whether they got kids or sons or not now, then these are the people that we have to, I have to deal with. I got to talk about it. My job is to talk about these folks. I'm going to talk about them. I don't care how many folk pull guns on me. I'm going to talk about them. Simple as that. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's what the job is to do. We had some people that called Stokes and all. They was asking him how to go back to, trying to stop Enoch Sanders from putting the story continues and Sanders speak on television, because these folks got secrets in their closets, and they don't want these secrets in their closets to come out. And so since they don't want it to come out, the only way they not come out is they know NBC, ABC, and CBS ain't gonna put these secrets out unless they make somebody mad in high places over at one of those, affiliations. But with Enoch Sanders, though, when the news come to me, then it's my job to put it out, so I'm going to put it out. I just like Mayor King did over trying to get sold the other day, and now we talking about y'all. Y'all know what we're talking about now. He up here talking about, it just goes to show that he got bad advisors, people that be telling him how to act and how to be and all, because you know how he been putting on black police chiefs up there and firing them down. But anyway, he told... he had asked his advisor, his chief advisor, how to get sold, so because he know the election coming up again, and if he want to try to win some quote unquote nigger votes, and he said the majority of the city is these soul brothers and sisters. He said, so we got to get these soul people votes. So we got to get. He said he got to get some soul. So he went on television, special broadcast. And told the people, says, look here, y'all, We're gonna have they talking about having something about a funky good time. He said that we gonna, he said, well, we're gonna make it last a few days. We're gonna have a funky good time now. Telling the people not to, use too much water. Talking about water shortage. Now all them, now can you see all them folks up in them big old tall buildings downtown down there? Trustmark National Bank and all. None of them taking no baths or nothing. Going up in there, funky them, don't know what. Nobody putting no water on their butts. And he really thought that was having a funky good time. That's your mayor, King Ditto. That's what he's thinking of us black peoples out here. That's the way you have a funky good time, he say. He ain't gonna, that's why I'm on here saying right now, he can say what he wanna say, I'm not going up in them buildings if ain't nobody gonna be taking no bath up there for a few days. But of course, he thought that, it ain't nothing to me because I'd rather smell natural body odors than to smell all this cologne and perfume and all these kind of things that the people got out here. It's just better to me to smell things that is not foreign to my body. Such as different types of cologne or perfume, because I don't like the smell of cologne or perfume. But when he started talking about, so many, maybe a few hundred peoples up in this building, and all over the city, nobody taking no bath for a few days, talking about a water shortage. Now, see, he gone a little too far with his funky joke now. See, he need to take that funky joke there on somewhere else and all, because, his advisors is advising him wrong. That's Terry Hensley is talking to him like that now, because, the man ain't never been around no darn, that administrator ain't never been around no black folk no way. They run them out of Texas over there, So now they brought him on down here to Jackson to, put the niggers and the poor white folks in line over here. Is what it's all about. And it seems like everybody just going right along with whatever he's talking about now. But I ain't going for the funky good time. I'm going to tell you just like it is. You can take that mess on somewhere else you can. Now, last city council meeting also, I had another strange thing happen. Them firefighters was back down there again. And but what I'm saying is I scored it 2-0. That's what I scored. 2 for King Ditto. Because, what King Ditto did is he got away with it again. He did not give them a neutral, independent study. He didn't. What King Ditto did, he picked about 3 people that worked for the city, and he told them, this is what I heard they told him now. He told him, he said, now, you remember Chief Walker, ex-police Chief Walker? I fired him because he said things that I didn't want to hear. Then he told them 3, 4, he said, do you all remember ex-police Chief Wilson? They said, yeah. He said, well, I fired him because he said things I didn't want to hear. Now, these 3 folks, they working for the city now. He said, now, y'all make this report out. Y'all do this study. And I think everything is really all right around here. There ain't too much wrong to be done. He said, now, I want this study back in a little while now. And a little while came up. Now, he got the study back. Now, the study came out saying everything that he wanted to hear. And there the firefighters is in there in the city council meeting still upset. Did y'all see that city council meeting? All them white boys up in there, mad. And that one white boy threw down on all them other white boys like that. Of course, there's some black firefighters too now. But what I'm saying though is, see, those black ones, if King Ditto can fire them chief of policemen now, it ain't nothing for him to roll over on them to wear them black ones out. Anybody that's working for the city, whatever the case is. But now them white boys, I'm telling you like this, they ain't gonna take that mess. And I don't blame them. White boys ain't gonna let that other one white boy sit up here and talk all that mess and all that stuff, and they know there's something wrong with that fire department. And it wouldn't be so many people that complain about it if it wasn't nothing wrong with it. He still need a neutral, independent study done. You don't need them, those folks that know they gonna be fired if they don't say what King Ditto want them to say. And there Terry Hensley, as the city administrator, what is he doing? Sitting up there trying to tell King Ditto how to get sold. Ditto better know, and all this soul going straight to hell too if he don't watch out. You know, you don't get sold by no telling folk about not taking baths and carrying on, talking about gonna have a funky good time. That ain't so. Don't equate that with my black peoples. That's wrong. Cause I don't take many baths, that don't mean nothing. But my black people, they take them all the time. And King Ditto, you think just because you telling them folk not take no baths, think they ain't gonna take no baths about the water shortage, they gonna take baths, they are. They ain't listening to that mess you talking about, King Ditto. Time is out for that kind of mess. And Peggy Calhoun Hopkins, I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably you're gonna be the one in your race. Congratulations. I just wish your husband was the same. I wish that he would stand up and be like you are. I surely wish he would. That's what it's all about. All us standing up and being for real. You know, it's like one fella, that newspaper that said something about the Northside Sun, that said something about that Credell Calhoun gonna be voting for his newspaper from now on because of the shoving contest that they had between Credell Calhoun and Mr. Tisdale. Yeah, well, I was an eyewitness to that fight they had. That was a battle. Nobody gonna get me up in court talking about that mess though. Sure ain't. But I think that Mr. Tisdale ought to be able to write what he want to write in his paper as long as he able to prove it. As long as it came in like that to him. Like everything I say, I can prove it. Terry Hensley, you can't tell King Ditto how to have no damn soul. Trying to tell him how to have a funky good time. That means everybody up in that building gonna be funky as hell. Ain't no customers gonna want to come in there and bring no money in there. All that funk flying around in Trustmark National Bank, they already prejudiced there. Got so much prejudice up in Trustmark National Bank that you can cut it with a knife. And now you're gonna have them, gonna try to fool them people that coming up there without taking baths too, talking about a water shortage. Man, come off that mess, man. Be serious. Man, you need to get off these black folks back, man. Leave my brothers and sisters and them alone. These folks ain't bothered you. They just trying to work and trying to get paid, and that's all they want to do. Go out and have them a good time. Pay their bills and stuff. You trying to play them for a fool. It's like I'm telling Mr. Armstrong, which, you know, to me, he's all right, but you know, I just want to let him know, though, since he's over that little legal service thing down there. I just want to let him know now that, and plus since he's on the city council there, that I'm driving from a matter of a right, not a privilege. And that's why when I signed my driver's license, I put CF in front of it. And if you know anything about law, Mr. Armstrong, you're supposed to know what that means, what that's all about now. I was forced to do that because them folk down there told me that if I didn't do it like that, told me they were going to lock me up for driving without a license. That's what they told me. I was, and I was just wondering, how come when these people want to study constantly do me like that? Lock me up for driving without a license when the Constitution guaranteed me the right that I didn't have to have no license under the locomotive clause. But I guess they don't have to worry about no laws these days in time. They do just like Orrin Page do. What does Orrin Page do? Well, I'll tell you what Orrin Page do. What he did, due process don't mean nothing to him in his courtroom. He want to know if you got any money to pay for his daughter's cocaine habit. Simple as that. Uh-oh, hope I ain't messed up again. Maybe I shouldn't have said that on television. Damn, I already got markers at me, that other boy, for talking about his mama, Mary Coleman. I better stop talking about these folk, mamas and daddies around here. Something gonna happen to me. We already got some folk calling in on the telephone talking about they gonna railroad me out of town. They supposed to drop me in the Pearl River, they say. Say I done gone too far. Some folk mad with me for flying the flag upside down. Some folk mad with me for talking about their mamas and their daddies because they mamas and their daddies and got out here in the political rings and dogging our peoples out. But you're not going to dog my poor peoples out like this. If you disrespect them, my people we going to get you straight. It's simple as that. We vote you in office and tell you to represent our people. We mean we want you to represent our people's right. You get up there and sell us out to R.L. Bolden. So, you know, I just never would have thought that Credell Calhoun would get up here and tell somebody that that's the only right that I can get is this one on television program. I can't have the right. We don't have no rights of non-profit running our own non-profit organizations and getting funds through the city for running our non-profit organization. In other words, they don't want no blacks to shelter their own peoples. Only the white peoples can get money for sheltering their own peoples. Caucasians only. These money funds that's coming in from the federal government is earmarked for Caucasians only. They're not earmarked for black people. Black people can't get it. I'm tired of y'all doing these black people like this out here. Black people can't get no contracts out here. Black people can't get no decent jobs out here. You get a black man the job of sweeping the floor and you get a white man the job of getting behind the desk. That's all you're doing. People like Credell Calhoun, Louis Armstrong, y'all going along with these things for these people. I want all of my rights all the time, and I'm going to yield none of my rights none of the time. And I just may decide to try to lead the unorganized Hinds County militia movement around here sometime soon that was organizing and forming. That's in the event that I was asked to. I was only thinking about it. I hate to be to have my name in it with a lot of different people because I don't want a Timothy McVeigh to go bomb Trustmark National Bank and then they think that I had something to do with that also, and then put that on me. is what it's all about. And they have me locked up too, like they did Opadele from the Republic of New Africa. But what I'm saying is, you know, whether these are a group of white people that's involved, of course, from me being in it, we will bring a host of black followers. And it's just the Patriot movement being here in Hinds County. And anybody say that they don't want this movement to grow, then they're going to find themselves, they may find themselves dealing up against Enoch Sanders. And you know you're in a no-win situation when you're going up against Enoch Sanders. That's what it's all about. That's what we are saying. And what we are saying is, if the law say one thing, then that don't mean you're supposed to do another thing. Whatever the law says goes. It's simple as that. And the law don't tell me that I got to have, I signed my driver's license CF correcto fita. That's something like under duress and threat, that if I don't sign that you're going to take me to jail for out here driving. But under the locomotive clause, I don't need no driver's license to drive. I don't agree to those rules and regulations that you have in that driving handbook. I only signed my name on saying that I agreed to that because of you threatening to put me in jail, take my liberty from me. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be signing that. Because I call myself going by the law, what the law says, not by a bunch of other bull that y'all talking about. I don't think I need to have a tag on my car. I think I should be exempt from those taxes, and which I'm going to show you sometime in the near future. It will be people driving around here with no tags and no driver's license. Now, Mr. Armstrong, now you head of legal department, you grab on to that and say what you want to say. And I'm telling you to have your policemen not to stop me, because they ain't got no business messing with me for not having driver's license and not going by the rules in no driving handbook. Simple as that. You understand where I'm coming from? They ain't got no business keep on studying, messing, and picking on me because I got long, nappy hair, because my skin is dark. Credell Calhoun, you can tell them that I got one right and I ain't got no business having no more rights if you want to, but it's a law against that. It says that because I assert one right, that don't mean that I yields another right. In order for me to use one right, I ain't got to give up now another right. I can still hold and keep all of my rights. And I claim all my rights all the time. I yield none of my rights none of the time, including my right to time. That's what I'm saying. And it's time out for you dogging my peoples out, telling them they got to pay all kind of tickets and stuff that they ain't got to pay. Time out for Orrin Page, see how much money you got in your pocket. You ain't got enough money to support his daughter cocaine habit, you know, his whole daughter cocaine habit, then you have to go to jail. It's time out for that kind of stuff. We're going to start monitoring these courts around here to see to it that you don't mess over these people like you've been doing no more. We're not practicing law, but we know how to read the law a little bit. And we see y'all doing things wrong and all, we'll find out how to put papers in against you, because we don't want these crooked judges and you lawyers. Then we got some good black lawyers out here now, just like we got some good white lawyers out here that won't go in behind closed doors and do certain things. Because I know the Mississippi Bar, the group of black lawyers from the Mississippi Bar Association, they was doing some great things and all. I mean, they really stand up for the people a lot of the time. But you got some of them crooked than a barrel of snake. They'll go in behind closed doors and be made promises and things, made things with agreements with people like Judge Coleman, and be prejudiced as don't know what against our peoples is what it's all about. And it's time out for us to be letting them do that. Thank you all for watching.